Welcome to Outrageous Fortunes. I'm Spence, or Resonant Moon.
And I'm T, or the T Monster, or Twitch Dad. And this is a show that we record live on Twitch and YouTube, where I, the T Monster, am learning the ways of tarot with guidance from Spence, a 20-year veteran tarot reader.
And during our time together, we turn the cards, read the definitions, and see what patterns reveal themselves. We might even go on a tangent or two along the way.
Yeah, bet. So grab your deck, an adult beverage of your choice.
What are you drinking today?
I'm drinking the same. I'm drinking water, and I'll explain why in just a moment.
I have sparkling water.
Lovely,
That's me today. All right, so let's all take a sip. And a deep breath. And let's turn our attention to the cards.
So the reason I am drinking water is because I'm on camera and I'm on mic. Because of all the really good news that I had, not yesterday but during the weekend, I went on ahead and I imbibed at a place. There's a place here, a phenomenal Mexican restaurant here in Lynchburg. It's called Hueso Loco. Hashtag not a sponsor. Hashtag maybe one day. And
Hashtag we wish.
yes, Hueso Loco though has incredible drinks. One of the drinks they have is a billabong. It's called the billabong, and it does show up as a bong, but there's like Woodford Reserve in there, and there's some liqueurs in there. But then what they do is that they stuff the bong part. They stuff that with rosemary and they light it, and then they throw in dry ice, so it looks like a freaking bong. And when you drink it, yeah, it's wrong on so many levels, but it feels so right. And I had one of those to celebrate one of the bits of good news that actually got confirmed and locked in partially yesterday. So
Don't keep me in suspense. What's the good news?
can't talk about it right now. Can't talk about it right now.
Oh!
Can't talk about, but trust me, when I can, I will probably DM it to you first. But yeah, I'm taking steps right now to lock some things in.
That's
awesome. To make, but yeah, it's a big deal. It's a big deal. So we were celebrating though the first big step forward with this, with the Rossies, and I went on ahead and what did I? Oh yeah, and I had a billabong, and then we went over to the Rossies to film for the next big premiere that we got coming up for Old Spirits. And I was stumbling a bit more than usual. So whenever I get on camera or on mic, I'm going to make sure I'm just keeping it pedestrian and just keeping it with water. That's why. That's what's going on. So, yeah, that's what happened with me this weekend. How about you?
So this weekend I was at the CNO Heritage Festival. I had my booth set up and everything, which was lovely. My brandy new sign that I made that just says, Resonant Moon or tarot and oracle readings, etc. I got to try that out, but I think the wind may have bent
Oh
the
no.
support
Oh no.
stick. So we're going to take a look at it tomorrow and see if it's still functional for an indoor event, and go from there. Let's see here. Other than that, getting ready for Body Mind Spirit Fest, which is this coming weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, in Roanoke.
That's right. I knew you had something coming up in Roanoke. So body, mind, and spirit in Roanoke. Let's go. Okay.
Yes,
Good luck.
and it is, I am in a reader's room, so I won't have any of my trinkets or anything. It's just going to be straight tarot reading. And there are two other readers that are going to be in the room with me. I'm familiar with them both. They're both wonderful people. So
Cool.
if my readings aren't your jam, the other two readers in the room are also very experienced and are very they have such a good vibe to them. And there are other readers throughout the location. Just the reader room is specific for us readers. So yeah, it's going to be a good time.
Sounds like it.
Other than
Sounds
that,
like it.
just working on audiobooks per usual.
Yep.
Um, so yeah, and I have a teeny tiny tangent that came from this weekend's uh event, but we will talk about that after we pull some
Okay
cards.
then. Um, shall I begin then?
Let us begin.
All
I
right.
will tell you my first card, or my card for the day, is the Two of Wands.
Okay. I
So
am
is this
drawing.
card right here.
I'm drawing my card. I'm using the Crooked Moon deck this week. Next week I will go
Ah,
back to
yes.
Wonderland, but I want to break in the Crooked Moon deck. The only flaw I have with this deck is that I can tell that it's going to be a reversed card, but there it is. So we're just going to go ahead and do it. And the card
Yep.
is the Two of Cups reversed.
Okay.
So the Two of Cups reversed.
That's Pentacles. This is Cups. And then the deck that I am using is the Mystical Manga tarot, which was a gift from the community. So thanks everybody.
This
But
was a
this
gift,
is
and oh, sorry, go ahead. You go ahead.
I was just showing them the two of cups reversed on my
Yeah,
end.
this one is this is what mine looks like, and Two of Cups reversed. If you want to see that upright, this is
Mm-hmm.
artwork from the role playing game The Crooked Moon, which is basically using 5e D&D rules. This is put up by Adventress, and this the artwork that's featured here is artwork from the game, and the best way to describe the game is that it is D&D. You know, it's still D&D, but it's D&D set in a Southern Gothic realm, and it's just delightful. And this deck is not it's not an inexpensive deck, but there's a lot of perks you get. Like the guidebook is a hardbound with maybe some faux leather, and as you can see, the guidebook is in full color, so that's really nice. All right, so here's
Yeah,
what.
the
Oh, go
my
ahead.
only complaint about my guidebook, sorry, is just the reverse descriptions are not as illustrative as they are in the Crow Tarot, which is what I
Hmm.
normally use.
Right. Okay, so here we go with the Two of Cups reversed. All right. The Two of Cups signifies an unforeseen or unconventional union. This card suggests a partnership or relationship bound by powerful forces. Reversed, disconnection and discord can arise when a union is forced, creating broken bonds and emotional imbalance. Seek a connection and harmony within yourself before finding a partner. Hmm.
And
Okay.
then on the mystical manga, we have um, the reverse, meaning rejection, rose-colored glasses, unrequited love, and infatuation.
Okay.
That's what I mean by this deck not having a really good um
Oh, I see.
reverse meaning. It literally just has keywords
They
and
just
that's
have it.
it.
Yeah, they keep it super basic, super simple. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I suppose that's one way of doing it, but yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's kind of
So
it's
just
kind of limited, right?
yeah. And honestly that kind of works with this card because the card does feel kind of one person putting in all the effort and the other person in this scenario not. So there's a lot of give and not a lot of, or there's a lot of take but not a lot of give.
Right. Okay. All right. So that is. I'm not sure what that pertains to, but I'm trying to take the. I'm trying to take the Crooked Moon Tarot deck. I'm trying to take it seriously, but the other problem with it is that because it's so new, it's not shuffling very well. So I'm not really sure how much of this is truly random and how much of it is these are just cards that have been bunched up together. But we're going to make the most of it there. That's what I'm going to try to do. We're just going to make the most of it. All right. So right now I'm putting out my 4 cards for my 4 card read.
Mm-hmm.
and we'll see where we go from there. And once again, as I've said before, one of the things that I try to do is I'm trying to be as consistent as I can with how I deal the cards. I always flip them on the horizontal, not the vertical, and that's because I figure after the shuffle, I don't want them to suddenly change their I don't want them to change their meanings or the flow of the deck until at the last minute. I know, and when Spence and I were talking about that, Spence said there's no right or wrong way to deal the cards. It's just a matter of being consistent in how you deal the deck. So that's what I'm doing right now.
Yeah.
And the 4 card read that you see, and this is part of my lessons because I want to see if I can remember all the things and do all the things. This is a 4 card read that we're doing here. This read right here is the potential. Oh no, this is the situation that the cards want to talk about. This is the situation, the scenario that the card is going to talk about. That's the first read. The second card is these might be the obstacles that you're going to come running into. So these are potential obstacles that you might be facing concerning this scenario that we want to talk about. Third card is the advice. This is the advice that the deck wants to give me specifically about this situation. And then finally, this is the potential outcome. And this is the outcome that the cards think that this could happen. It's nothing set in stone. It's just a potential outcome. But based on all the cards in this, we're gonna go with that. I'm like, okay. All right, so here we go. So the Crooked Moon presents this week's draw, and the first thing I draw is the Chariot. Oh wow, look at that! Look at that! That is wild. That is the Chariot for the Crooked Moon. So there's your Chariot.
Oh wow.
Yeah. But this is the Chariot reversed.
The comparison, so it's like we have light and dark decks.
Yeah, I know, right?
So, but it is the Chariot reversed.
Yes, Chariot reversed, Major Arcana, and yeah. I feel like I have like two very dark decks to begin with Alice in Wonderland and now the Crooked Moon. But no, I like this. Okay, so here we go.
Yeah.
This is the Chariot. The Harvest Terror. The Chariot symbolizes a desperate flight from a haunted past or a determined pursuit of your intentions, however reckless. The evolution from one to the other can go in either direction, and slowing down to think things through is the only way to control your transformation. Reversed, the Harvest Terror steps in when the card is reversed, blocking the path you've set before you. It dredges up old feelings of doubt and integrity. And negativity, jamming the wheels of the Chariot. You must find a way to defeat it and get over this hurdle to get to your goal. Mm-hmm. Okay.
And from the mystical manga deck, it's time to take control and move ahead. Nothing is going to happen unless someone takes action. The situation may be new or feel new or different from past experiences, creating a sense of anxiety or uncertainty. Perfectionism, though, isn't required. Simply doing something will suffice. If this card is reversed, ask yourself, am I waiting for someone else to decide for me? Do I doubt my own ability or doubt my choice? And what skills would I need to gain before I feel ready?
Okay. All right. So that's what
the cards want to talk about.
And I think I know what it's pertaining to, because with all the good stuff that happened in that short amount of time, I did get some bad news today. The bad news being that the place that did the screening interview with me, they've already passed on me and moved on. and
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 there's that Three of Swords you sent me yesterday.
I mean the Three of Swords. I don't know if that would I would call that a betrayal. I think if I felt
Well, it's
any
also heartbreak.
or
It's also
heartbreak.
heartbreak.
Okay, I didn't realize that because this was actually focusing
It's
on betrayal.
disappointment and
Yeah,
heartbreak. Betrayal is another way to look at it, but
right. But that's
yeah.
currently what I mean. I'm not kvetching too hard over it, but I am disappointed because I would have liked to have landed that just to take the edge and the anxiety off of. There's a possibility that even though I'm going to MagicCon with Steve Saylor, the downside is that I may have to, if I want to get to the access, the same things that Steve is going to get access to, I may need to make a major investment. Now, granted, it's already saving. I'm already saved up a lot of money from just not having to
Mm-hmm.
worry about the hotel. But
Yeah.
I may still have to drop at the very least $1,000. If I even, I don't know how quickly this thing sells out, but I need to get what's called the Black Lotus level access to the event. And the Black Lotus comes with a lot of little extras and things like that, but it is $1,000. So that might be an investment that I have to make because there's no guarantees that I'm going to get the same the same things that Steve will get on his on his thing. So having a job would make that a lot easier, but
Mm-hmm.
but I'm back on to square one. So I'm like, okay. All right, so that's what I think this is pertaining to. At least that's straight off the
Okay.
bat. That's what I'm thinking. So
All right.
the potential obstacle I'm running into. Oh look, it's a sword card.
Which one?
It's one I'm very familiar with, the Six of Swords. And I don't even need the well. Okay, let me read the Crooked Moon's definition, and then because I get to
Yes.
read the Crooked Moon definition of this, which should be fun.
And
But look at
and I
that
want to
artwork.
also talk about the different art
Yeah,
interpretations. Because yours looks like it's a guy going over the river Styx,
yeah,
where
it
mine
really
looks like
does.
Runaway Bride.
And mine and the one if you recall the one that was that I had from Alice in Wonderland, it looked like it almost looked Arthurian, with with
Mm-hmm.
the grain, with the maid, the mother, and the crone, over
Yep.
Arthur's thing, but it was still, they were crossing over Avalon, correct? I mean that's the river, right? Avalon, or
Yeah.
is that the lake?
Um,
Avalon's the lake.
Avalon is the land beyond the lake.
That's right. That's right. Okay. So it's the lake going to Avalon. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, this looks more like has almost like the ferryman and the river Styx. So here's what the
Yeah.
Six of Swords is according to the Crooked Moon. The Six of Swords signifies a journey through troubled waters. When drawn, it indicates moving away from danger or distress towards an unknown future. And this is upright. My present trajectory is like a boat gliding over misty waters, signaling a transition from turmoil to tranquility, a journey towards peace. And the original thing that I learned with the Six of Swords, this is a very significant card with me, is that it's less about traversing over troubled waters and more about continuing a journey but letting go of what's behind you.
Right.
And
Um,
yeah,
so the mystical manga says the only solution to the situation seems to be to run away. That is not always the right answer, but sometimes getting to a safer place is the only option. Some situations are not salvageable, and some relationships cannot be mended. Difficult travel through choppy waters may not be easy, but the end result promises parting clouds, encouraging sunshine, and a peaceful place for appropriate for regrouping and making new plans. The advice: get out of the situation so that you can see more clearly what you're dealing with. Only with the benefit of distance will you be able to figure things out.
Now that's very interesting. It's very interesting
Mm,
to hear that.
yeah.
Um,
So the obstacle may be that you are too close to a specific situation and you need to give it a wider view.
did you say a wider or a lighter?
Wider.
Wider view. Yeah, that's a possibility. Yeah. It could also mean. Let me just again going back to the crooked moon definition of this. Let's see. It's a journey. The obstacle is a journey through troubled waters, indicating moving away from danger or distress towards an unknown future. So the
Mm-hmm.
obstacle is the journey is possibly the journey ahead, and it's a transition from turmoil to tranquility, and a journey towards peace, and that is the obstacle. Hmm. Is it okay? Okay. All right. All right. We'll see. We'll see what that. We'll see what that. Well, what's next? Okay.
With the advice or opportunities.
Yeah. This is the advice. This is the advice card that they're coming up with. Um. So this is a different suit that I'm used to. This deck does not have pentacles. It has coins, and this is the two of coins.
And as we mentioned last week, coins and pentacles are interchangeable. They're a
Mhm.
form of currency. They're made of metal, so they're very earth oriented.
And this is the two of coins reversed. So here we go. Two of coins depicts someone who is trying to keep two large coins aloft, reflecting adaptability, balance, and the ebb and flow of life. Reversed in this position, your coins are on the ground instead of in the air. Overwhelm, imbalance, and mismanagement have caused you to drop all of your priorities and lose control of everything. Recharge and pick the coins back up one at a time.
I think that's really interesting in the
Mm.
advice portion. From the mystical manga, sometimes we feel tossed onto the whimsical sea of life and hardly able to maintain our balance. This situation is unavoidably complex and requires careful juggling to make sure nothing drops through the cracks. There is a lot going on, but you're doing a good job of keeping your
Hmm.
footing, living in this heightened state. Can't go on indefinitely, though. Best case, the external circumstances change so you can relax. The reverse meaning is chaos, stress, poor financial management, and mistakes in spending. Um, but honestly, where this is in the advice, I think it's saying don't worry so much about the
Yeah,
finances.
just recharge,
Yeah.
and just pull
Just
yourself together.
recharge. It will work out, but you've got to relax.
Yeah, yeah. There's that. That's a
Because the
good one.
stress
That's
is
a
going to
good one.
make you sick.
Tell me another good joke. Okay. All right. So we got. All right. So we've got that, and now we get to the final card of the draw, which is the potential outcome.
Mm-hmm.
And it is a major arcana. This is judgment. This is what judgment looks like.
Okay.
This is what judgment looks like in the crooked moon.
So, and this is
Which is
Judgment
pretty
in the
baller.
mystical manga.
And this was judgment reversed. It was judgment reversed. So let's take a look. Um, it's 20. Again, these are just some breathtaking cards. Absolutely breathtaking cards. All right, there's judgment.
Okay.
And judgment is called the Chained Reaper. Judgment signifies reckoning with the past. In a reading, it symbolizes spirits of the past rising to demand justice or atonement for old sins, highlighting that need to confront and resolve unresolved issues. Reversed, bearing the crushing weight of heavy chains and a tombstone on his back, the Chained Reaper carries the burden of his past and what feels like the world. Take care not to let your own baggage weigh down your goals or your own negativity sabotage your hard work. Ooh, that's deep.
Sabotage your backpack.
Sabotage your backpack.
for for context, see if you can find streams where T and I are playing Ghostbusters Spirits Unleashed.
It was actually
he
it was
is the ghost.
the clip actually played today.
Oh, is
Clip,
it?
yeah, the clip played
That's
today
nice.
in an extended thing, and
Um,
okay.
sorry.
No, no, it's fine. It's fine. But yeah, yeah, sabotage your backpack.
So, for the mystical manga, judgment isn't about being judged per se, or at least not being judged by others. It's about being connected, not just to your inner voice, but also to whatever kind of power or being or idea that is more than yourself. Judgment is frequently defined as the quote unquote call, meaning that you receive clarity about some larger task or joy or action your soul wants to take. If this card is reversed, why am I ignoring what I know I should be doing? Am I attributing, quote unquote, the call uh, to something that really isn't a call in order to justify what I want to do? So, where I see this in the potential outcome, I think this may be a um like an understanding for you of something that you thought was something that you wanted or were being called to do, but it's not really vibing. Does that
Um,
make sense?
it actually the way I looked at it was is that this is me reversed. It's just a precaution, at least to me, of
Mm-hmm.
look, you're gonna have setbacks, but don't let that don't let that affect your hard work. Don't let that affect what you're currently doing now.
Okay.
And that's the way. Well, I mean, that was the reading from the Crooked Moon, that and it made me feel like it was sort of a reassurance that no,
Okay.
I'm not doing bad work. I'm just doing
Mm-hmm.
work that I should be standing behind, and maybe I'm getting bogged down by the details, but it is still good work that I'm putting out. Um,
And always pay attention to that gut instinct
right,
because um when you're reading for yourself, the gut instinct is sometimes difficult to um trust because you're like, no, that doesn't make sense. I am I really seeing what I'm seeing
right.
or understanding what I'm understanding. As a reader, especially when I'm reading for other people, those interpretations are so important.
Right.
So if you are a reader and somebody is picking up on something that you didn't expect, follow their gut because their gut is who this reading is for. Um so yeah, that's one of the things I wanted to say.
Mm-hmm. It's an interesting read, and I can see it applying to several things. But right now, my gut is telling me this is you T basically focusing on getting the job, which would alleviate it would alleviate some stress. But the problem is that or um the problem is that um you're you're still not quite letting go that were or the obstacle could be that that I'm ready to let go of something, but I can't seem to get there. I can't seem to get to this point where I'm letting go of something. And then the advice is, well, you need to relax. You need to not stress
Mhm.
out about letting go of something. You've already let go of plenty, but there's still a little bit more that you've got in your baggage, because man, I keep getting this between man, this card just will not leave me alone. That's the
Yeah.
Six of Swords, but this is telling me I just need to relax, and I need to you know make sure that I'm taking care of me. I'm taking care of myself,
Mhm.
and just just don't stress out about it. And the potential outcome here, it sounds like it's saying to me, um, your work is going to pay off. Your hard work is going to pay off. Don't second guess it. Um,
Mhm.
it's a very complex read for four cards, I think. Very
Yeah.
very timely as well. Very timely as well. Even on the heels of getting the good news about uh,
Right.
getting the good news about Steve and MagicCon and all that stuff.
Mhm.
So yeah, yeah.
So let's say you were questioning the the outcome or the
Right.
subject. Um I would like you to give a yes or no question, and then we're going to turn over a card, and
Okay.
I'm going to show you part of something that I wanted to bring up for the podcast.
Okay.
So, what part of this would you think a yes or no question would apply to?
Ooh. To one of these cards. Hmm.
Yeah.
Um. Oh, that's actually that's pretty hard. Let me go back. Let me go back real quick,
Hmm.
and let me look um at let me
So
just
while Tia's looking this up,
yeah.
the reason is sometimes you will be faced with a question of, okay, but what is this pertaining to? There is a way to usually, I say usually, get a yes or a no response from the cards. A lot of them have definitive yes or no energy. There are a couple, such as the Wheel of Fortune, that's a maybe, I don't know, kind of response. So that can be very helpful if you're figuring out an either or situation. Um, so like, let's
Well,
say I'm
I
gonna
would
pull
say
up
I would say
my.
the closest would be
Uh-huh.
the two of coins, which is
Okay.
like do I feel like I am overwhelmed, or that I'm in a state of imbalance or anything like that. The answer is
Mm-hmm.
no. I actually feel like I'm in a I don't feel like I'm in perfect balance, but I don't feel like I'm teetering on. I don't think I'm teetering on collapse or miss or losing control of everything. Everything feels very much everything feels grounded and in control. I think that is that I can say without a doubt. But
So
yeah.
when you turn over a card, perhaps your question can be, does this have to do with my household
Oh, I
finances
see.
or
I
something
see.
like that?
And is that am I asking all of the cards that, or just that specific card?
Sure, just that wow, I can talk specific card.
Okay. Um yeah, yeah, I'm going to say, is this imbalance that you're talking about, is it specific to is it specific to uh my rather chaotic job hunt, or is it more about is it
So
something
you want it to
else?
be yes or no,
Oh,
you don't
right,
want it
yes or
to
no.
be an either or.
An either or. Okay. Okay. So do I?
Yeah.
Is this specific to my stress and my yeah? Is this specific towards my job hunt? This particular card, two of coins.
All right, and let's turn over a card.
Okay. And I get the sun reversed.
Okay, so the sun in a normal um uh the sun upright is a very happy card. It is a yes. So where it's reversed, that's going to be a no. So no, this is not with regards to your household finances.
Oh, so I shouldn't.
Or
Okay.
sorry, to your job hunt.
Okay. Should
So
I
that's
know?
what the cards are saying.
Should I be looking at my should I be looking at what the reversed meaning is, or is it
So if you're asking the cards a yes or a no question, then you can look at the meaning, but ultimately there are yes or no correlations for almost all the cards.
okay? Then I'll
So the sun reversed is a no, the sun upright is a
yes.
yes.
Okay. Um. Okay. Yeah. Again, this is where the Crooked Moon's design kind of falters, because that means that the next card would also be reversed, because I can tell by the backing of it, and it's going to be a
Mm-hmm.
no because it's reversed if it's yes no.
It does not necessarily mean it's a no.
Oh, okay. All right. Then I will.
Because let's say that you pulled the tower. The tower upright is a
Is
no.
it is
The
a
tower
negative one?
reversed is
All
a
right. All right.
yes.
Let me try this again. Is that three? Is that two of coins about imbalance um and about fatigue and just basically falling apart at the
Burnout.
seams? Um, does it have to do? Is this related? Yeah, is this related in some way to the news yesterday about me being able to go to this event called MagicCon? I'll turn it over.
Okay.
Jeez.
What'd you get?
Do you see it? It's pretty obvious.
So,
Three of
okay.
three of
Okay.
swords, three of swords reversed.
So three of swords upright would be a no
No.
because it is about betrayal. It's
Right.
about
Right. It's
awfulness.
about bad
So
things.
three of swords reversed would be a
Wow.
yes.
Wow. Okay. Hmm.
Does that start to make sense?
Yeah, it
Why would the
does.
tower upright be a no? That is an excellent question. So the tower upright, pulling up the tower. There we go. So the tower upright is about destruction. It's about everything crumbling out from under you. That's not a great scenario to be in. That's why
No,
the
it's not.
tower upright is a no. The tower reversed would therefore be a yes because you are ascending from that chaos. Whereas when it's upright, you are falling from the chaos. Does that make sense, Mind Killers? It's an excellent question and
Okay.
pertinent to the topic. So,
Okay. So then I'm just going to ask one more question, then turn the card over. So
mm-hmm.
so the Judgment reversed card basically is telling me I just had it up here. Let me reread it for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Bearing the crushing weight of heavy chains and a tombstone on his back, the chained reaper carries the burden of his past and what feels like the world. Take care not to let your own baggage weigh down your goals or your own negativity sabotage your hard work. Okay, so are you trying to tell me? I'm looking at my deck like I'm talking to Sam.
Are you telling me?
Are you telling me? Are you telling me? So are you saying that I shouldn't? It's too early to stress out. Well, no. Let me rephrase that. So
Phrasing, everybody.
phrasing. Seriously, we're not doing phrasing anymore. So are you saying that me stressing out now about MagicCon, paying for things and stuff like that, that's me putting the cart before the horse? Are you trying to tell me that I just need to relax and trust in the work that I'm currently doing?
Okay, rephrase because you just asked two different questions.
No. It's the same question. No, it's still yes, no. I'm
Okay.
saying, I'm saying, is it too? Are you saying I'm stressing out too early? Yes or no? Should I just trust? And should I trust?
See, that's the second question.
Okay. I see what you
The
mean.
should I just trust is the second question.
Right. Okay. That's fine. In my head, they're both related to the same thing, but I
Mhm.
understand what you're saying. So yeah, are you trying to tell me that it is too early to be this stressed out over MagicCon? Okay. So I'm going to flip this over. Ooh. I think I got this card before. It's part of my daily read. It's a reversed Ten of Cups.
Okay. So let's pull up the Ten of Cups.
I'm trying to find it.
Now, looking at the Ten of Cups.
Swords, coins.
So I have mine here.
Where are the cups? Are the cups near the front? Four of Wands. Wands. Cups. Okay, oops. I should have just gone by the marker because that was a cups. So it was the Ten of Cups reversed.
And I'm just holding my Ten of Cups up to the camera.
Right. Ten of Cups denotes
So
a
chat,
conclusion of an emotional journey. The road has come to an end, for better or for worse. Okay.
do you think the Ten of Cups upright is a yes or a no?
The thing that I would say about at least the Ten of Cups for me, it's kind of a negative card if you think about it, because it basically looks like what has been in the cups is spilling over, and it's basically, it's wasted. It's not saved. You know what I mean? So it comes.
Well, that's so. Can you see my deck?
Yeah, your deck
Can you
looks a
see
little
my
more
card?
positive. Yes, your card looks a little more
Yeah,
positive than my card.
and that's probably because your card is very horror themed.
Very, very gothic. Yeah. Okay.
Yes. Um, but traditionally, the Ten of Cups upright is a yes card because it's supposed to be a happy ending.
All right.
So you're coming to the end, you've got your partner, everything's coming up roses. So reversed would be everything spilling out of the cups. Now your deck shows the cups overflowing.
Overflowing. Right. Right.
Yeah. So I can see how you would interpret that as a waste if it's upright.
Right.
Um the traditional so with your deck, I can totally see how you would see that as a no.
Right. Right.
Because it's overflowing with blood.
Right.
Um, but the traditional deck would show the Ten of Cups upright as a positive.
Okay.
And so that would be a yes.
Well, let me
and then
see.
reversed would be a no.
Let me just check and see what it says about the Ten of Cups.
Yes.
It denotes a conclusion to an emotional journey. The road has come to an end, for better or for worse. And just for the side note, reversed, you aren't where you thought you'd be after a long and painful road marred by strained relationships, hidden tensions, and disputed peace. It isn't late to mend connections and change your outlook, but your past can't change now. So that being said, reversed would mean no. That sounds like no. That sounds like a no to me.
So your question to judgment was, are you worrying too early about MagicCon?
And it actually said
and
no.
It said no.
Right.
You are not worrying too early about it.
Right. Well, okay then.
So does and that makes sense because the earlier you start to put, $20 away, the more quickly it will accumulate.
Yeah, exactly.
So, um, so yeah, that's the additional lesson I wanted to bring in because that's been on the outline for a while.
So basically, when things aren't as clear as they could be, it wouldn't hurt to ask a simple yes/no question, and then get a little bit of clarity. Okay, that's interesting. It's really interesting. Okay,
Yeah. So how are you feeling?
Well, I felt like I just leveled up.
Level up.
I do. I feel like I just leveled up in how to do a read, and how to do a reading
Mm-hmm.
for myself, I should say.
Mm-hmm.
This was particularly interesting. I would have never
Yes.
thought about doing that with the cards and doing a yes no thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of cool. That's kind of cool. I gotta admit. Okay.
It does get a little frustrating when the cards are like maybe
Yeah.
or I don't
I
know,
don't know.
and you know you want to just shake them, but you can't because they're
Right.
inanimate objects.
Right.
Um, but I did want to go on a little bit of a tangent, unless you
Okay.
had something else about your reading that you
No,
wanted
no,
to
no,
talk
no.
about.
That this is actually making me think. Maybe just to stretch the legs a bit. It wouldn't be a
Mm-hmm.
bad idea to do um to do an occasional 4 card read during the week when it's not you
Mm-hmm.
and me. You know,
Yeah.
like I should do like an extended read and see where that goes. So yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, kind of cool, kind of cool.
Excellent. All right. So I want to talk about something that came out of this past weekend. And that is some people will, especially teenagers, will come to me and ask me to teach them.
Mm-hmm.
And um, I have to I have to make a couple of statements.
Right.
And this is me being a responsible adult deciding whether or not I'm going to work in this profession responsibly.
Right. Right.
And that is I absolutely will not do readings for anyone under 18,
Oh, interesting. Okay.
and especially when you're a young witchy person, you're slowly getting into your adulthood and you want to learn some things that are outside of the norm. You want to break free from what you've been raised with. And so I have teenagers that will often come and ask me, will I teach them? And the answer is no, with two caveats. One, if you are an adult, I will absolutely teach you. That
Right.
is no problem.
Thank you.
Two, be, and two, if you have parental consent, like if I have a conversation with your parent and your parent says, yeah, I don't know anything, but I want my kid to learn from somebody who is not a stranger on the internet, and somebody who can give more um, context to what they want to learn, I will absolutely do that. So this weekend I had somebody whose child's girlfriend wanted to learn more from me, and I was just
Hmm.
like,
Mm.
mm.
Mm. That
So
sounds complicated.
my friend came to me with that, and I was just like, I appreciate that they are curious. However, um, because I am a responsible adult, and if somebody did this with my nephews, I would want them to also show this kind of respect. So I say, um, if I have parental consent, I will absolutely talk about, you know, magic or tarot and give them responsible ways of practicing, and give them a foundation, and then point them in the right direction of different books that they can learn. However, um, if I don't have that information, that could put not only the child but also myself in danger.
Mm-hmm.
Because when it comes to different practices of faith and of paganism, and magic, people have started wars over less. And I do not want to put myself or anybody's child in danger for being curious.
I mean,
So
that
I
makes
always,
sense.
always, always want to go through parental consent first.
Yeah.
And if they can't get that parental consent, I'm like, then just hold on until you're 18. Um, because I will happily go over it with you then, but I want to be a responsible person and I want to set an example of how to be a responsible practitioner, and a responsible teacher.
But it does make sense. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
your brain is still forming while
Yeah.
when you're a teenager, and it's still going through the process of everything. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so I would not
I don't want
necessarily,
to.
yeah,
I don't want to isolate anybody.
right.
I don't want to tell anybody, no, you can't do XYZ. But at the same time, I learned through the safety of getting myself an Oracle deck and starting to read through the Oracle deck. And then I started talking to my dad as he was going down his path, and he
Hmm.
taught me some best practices, which I still use to this day, and which I also use to teach people beginning practitioner stuff like grounding, centering, and protection. Because ultimately, if you're doing anything in the unknown, whether it's divination practices, going and doing paranormal investigations like OSI does,
Hmm.
you always want to make sure that you have protection for your spirit.
Right.
Um, and that looks different based on whatever your faith beliefs are, whether it's saying a prayer, wearing a rosary, wearing an artifact that makes you feel protected and safe, grounding, breathing meditations, giving gratitude, um, and calling in spirits to help protect you. Our friend Jada has a lot of protective talismans that they wear. So there's a whole lot of different ways to do it, and I just want to make sure that I'm doing so in a way that is authentic and protective for myself and for my potential student. It's the other reason why my stream is all 18 plus.
Well, yeah, 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 yeah. And and that makes, like I said, that makes perfect sense. It's
Hmm.
kind of brings back a memory of when I was dating someone from the Ren Fair, and they were introducing me to different people in their circles, and one of them was running a Wiccan store. It was called the Shaken Tree, if I recall
Ooh.
correctly. And that was in Rockville. If I Yeah, it was in
Hmm.
Rockville. It was if it wasn't Rockville, it was Bethesda. Um, and I remember he said to me, we were, I can't remember how it came up in conversation, but he said, yeah, I think I said something about a get together, and he was like, any month except for the end of January, beginning of February. And I said, is that a special pagan holiday? And he said, no, it's near Valentine's Day. And he
Hmm.
proceeded to tell me about how he makes one of his biggest periods of sales for him, where he does his best work, or he would earn his biggest pull down, was
Hmm.
around that time, because a lot of people, particularly teenagers, would come in and they would ask for love candles, or they wanted to know how to cast a spell, or something like that. And I get it. He's in a business. He's trying to make money, and he was kind of cavalier about it. He said, "Hey, look,
Hmm.
if that's what they want to do, it's not my job to." What did he say? Something like, "It's not my job to warn them what they're getting into." And it was like, wow. And I remember hearing that back in the '90s, and I thought,
Yeah.
wow, that's pretty cavalier. Now you've got the movie Obsession currently coming out, and or no, not coming out, it's out, and everybody's raving about it. And the
Hmm.
thing that I don't care about is when they say it completely turns on its head the nice guy entitlement. And speaking as
Hmm.
somebody who identifies as a nice guy, I'd be the first one to say, "Whoa, slow your roll. Slow your roll. That is not that is not
There's
that is not the case. The nice guy,
there's a difference between nice and kind, and
yeah,
you are kind.
yeah. I'm still a nice guy. I mean, I'm the first one to say that. But what I would say in response to that is, in my opinion, you stop being a nice guy once you believe there's a sense of entitlement. My thoughts about being a nice guy is, okay, it's your call. I hated it growing up, but then um and this is a weird tangent to go down, but let's go down it. Why not? I remember
Yeah.
going to my recent, or a recent reunion. It was a reunion of at my university, and I remember as we were driving back, I said to Pip, I said, do you know how crazy I am about you? And she was like, what brought that on? And I said, hun, when you weren't around, I got, I don't want to say hit on, but I actually got weird. I should have dot 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 with you from not one, not two, three different girls that I had crushes on back in the day. And of course, Pip being Pip looked at me with that crooked eyebrow, and I said, no, 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 baby, that ship sailed. That ship sailed. They
Mm-hmm.
had their shot. And that was I'm like, where the hell is this coming from? And maybe I'm just
Mm-hmm.
aging nicely. Maybe they just realized, oh shoot, he actually has his had his act together back then. Maybe I should have listened. But I'm just like, it really put me in a weird place. And yeah, but I can understand why. I can understand why you have that rule, because sometimes when they say I want you to teach me, there's some kind of ulterior motive there. It's like the teenagers that show up and they buy the love candle or the passion candle or whatever, to quote unquote cast a spell. And my thought on that is, yeah, that's a different kind of that's a different kind of dangerous. And what I like about the movie Obsession, I'm not going to see it because it looks a little effed up. But the thing that I like the most about it is that it does address that guy that said, you know what, I want to quote unquote cast a spell and make this girl fall head over heels in love with me. And I'm like, dude, be
Yeah.
careful what you wish for. That's
Yeah.
that's the tail of the monkey paw right there. And you just really got to be careful about that.
And I don't block people from getting like my trinkets or whatever. I
Right.
have wish jars. I have jewelry that's made with intention. Um, I have crystals and stuff. Um, I don't block people from those because that's them putting uh, their own intention into it. But what I do tell them is that these wish bottles are manifestation tools. And so when you look at it, especially if it's one of my love bottles, when you look at it, you want to make sure that when you're calling something into existence, you want to be specific on the what, but not the how. What I
Right.
mean by that is when you're manifesting, you want, especially if you're manifesting some kind of partnership, you want to manifest what kind of relationship that would look like.
Mm-hmm.
Is it honest? Is it passionate? Is it caring? Is it reciprocal? Um, and you leave the door open for the house. So instead of saying, "Oh, I want to date whoever," insert hot actor or
Right.
celebrity here. You instead say, "I want to attract a person who is one, two, three, four, and five different qualities, or someone um who will boost me up and let me help them, you know uh keep keep the how open ended so that the universe can do its
Right.
thing,
Right.
but keep the what in place."
Right. Makes sense. Makes sense.
So yeah, and I will happily talk about um the power of thought and prayer and how those can actually bring things into fruition, um, as long as you leave it open ended like that.
Right.
Um, and that's what I do teach at my table, because those are safe topics that can be applied throughout many different um, uh, many different modes of spirituality. So yeah. Mind Killer says, I think I need one of those. Mind Killers, I'm gonna be putting my wish jars on my Ko-fi. probably next week, if not this week, depending on how much energy I have after I finish work. So I will post on my Discord when those are up.
Well, okay. Okay. I think that wraps up
Yeah.
this episode. This was a good episode. A lot of neat things to try out until next week.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I can't wait to give this a shot. Okay. You give me a lot to think about.
You got anything else going on this week that we want to shout out?
This week, no, just we are in June, so happy Pride Month to everybody here in this.
Yeah,
I know that
non-binary pride.
I know that probably this will not be dropping in June, but since we're live, yes.
No, this is going to be this will be dropping in July. I think
down
the
the
second
road.
or
Down the road.
yeah, second or third week of July.
Down the road. And as far as anything else coming up, this June we are going to have a paranormal investigation, and it's going to be live. It's going to be myself, Pip, Phil, and Tina, and we're going to be going to the Appomattox Historic Courthouse. Now, the thing is, we've already been there, but when we originally went there, it was supposed to be the four of us, and it didn't quite work out. So now it's going to be the four of us, and then I'm going to have to figure out how quickly I can turn that around into a pair of episodes. So that's what we're working on right now. And after I get that in the hopper, I'll be able to sit back and go, okay, how many more investigations do I need to make season 5 complete? Because it's been kind of a weird. It's been a weird schedule that we're keeping, and I'm not 100% sure if I have a full season 5 ready to go, but we'll see what happens. That's all I've got really planned that I can talk about. Coming soon, everybody. Coming soon.
And as for me, like I said, Body Mind Spirit Fest is coming up in next weekend. I am still looking for an event to do in July. I am also looking for an event to do around the Macon, Georgia area, either early October or mid-November. So if anybody has an idea of an event around that time frame in the Macon, Georgia area, let me know. You can either post about it in the comments, or you can email me. My email is attached to my YouTube, which this episode will be on. So yeah, that. Because I'm going to go visit my mom for a week, and on the weekends she does church, and I want to be able to make some money so that I could drive home. So, so that's the thing.
It is a thing. So on that note, thank you everybody for joining us. We certainly do appreciate it, and may the cards ever be in your favor.